Just a quick message before the episode officially begins. This is the last episode of season 2. We're going to be taking a break next week, and we will be back on the 1st of September with season 3. I just want to say thank you so much to everyone who listens, who reviews, who sends messages in, just for sharing any way that you support us. Thank you so much. It means the world to us, and we absolutely love doing this podcast. We have some really exciting news to share with you in just a few minutes, and I'll edit it in, and it'll be lovely and really exciting. But I just want to say thank you so much for your support, and we will see you. I mean, you're probably listening now, but you'll see us again on the 1st of September.
I was on a Teams call the other day, and we were finishing it, and the guy said, one of the lads went, "Jordan, got any words of wisdom to share?" And the only thing I could think of was like a father's TikTok I saw, where they were talking about how much they'd regretted like not playing with their kids when they were younger. And he was like, in hindsight, the best time to plant a tree was 20 years ago. The second best time to plant a tree is today.
You said that?
And that's the only thing that came to mind. So I said it like I think it was quite obvious I was being ironic. And I just heard someone go, "Oh, flip it."
Before we get into this week's episode, Jordan, we have some really exciting news.
Really exciting news.
Like, I'm legitimately like buzzing.
Yep.
And petrified.
Yeah, and that. So we are doing our very first live show.
Live show.
Parenting Tools live at IKEA.
Live out. How mad is that?
Mate, crazy. Really looking forward to it. It is on November the 10th. Friday, November the 10th at IKEA in Nottingham.
What time?
6 p.m. until 8 p.m.
So if you would like to just pre-register for tickets, so full details will come out later once we've got an idea of who we are catering for. There's even the potential for opening up the creche at IKEA.
Yep.
So please, if you want to come, let us know. We have some links.
They'll
be in the description, but also you can go to parentingtools.co.uk/IKEA.
Do you know what something really funny is?
What?
When you read it, it looks like the Parenting Tools live at IKEA. So when you see the word live, it's always in capitals.
True. So there's going to be meatballs available.
Yep.
I'm assuming so because it's IKEA.
Yep. So yeah, come along, have some tea.
Oh, this is fun.
We're going to start at 6 with an opening act.
We have an opening act.
And then we'll be getting the ball rolling with a live recording where we're going to take your live opening questions, hear your stories, your daddy issues, live from 6:30.
That's going to be so good. That's the 10th of November. Let us know if you want to come.
Let us know. parentingtools.co.uk/IKEA.
Do you remember on Blue Peter, they used to do the slash. And they used to do it the wrong way around.
It was a backslash.
Yeah.
Hello and welcome to this week's episode of the Parenting Tools podcast. My name is Jordan.
And my name is Jason. This is the podcast where myself and Jordan talk about the hilarious chaos and something beauty.
Relentless
beauty. That's a good line. I should memorise it by now. We're about a year in. Welcome to the pod.
Before we dive in, if you want to get involved or you want to send us a message, please do, because we love hearing from you. We're at Parenting Tools Pod on TikTok and Instagram. And
you can send us an email at hello@parentingtools.co.uk.
You remembered that one?
I did remember that one. But I've heard, while setting up, Jordan expressly really wants to hear voice notes.
I do. I love voice notes from you guys. I looked at the microphone then when addressing
from you
when addressing the listeners. I love it so much. I'm thinking about getting a second phone, or like waking up one of my old ones so we can have a
rest easy in your slumber.
Does anyone else keep their old phones and just like leave them in the top drawer?
I only keep them if I can't sell them.
Well, yeah, it's like a crack on the screen or something.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I'll get a WhatsApp so listeners can send us their voice notes.
What WhatsApp? Not a group.
Not a group. Oh, mate, no one's got any more time for groups.
Genuinely, I think every time someone mentions a WhatsApp group, I get a bit of anxiety.
Yeah. No, I'm not for it.
This is the new version of the 0800 0800 0800 free phone.
Yeah. Send us a WhatsApp. Well,
Maybe.
I'm saying that. We've not got it at some point.
So please just send us your voice notes of your hilarious stories, comments and questions.
Speaking of voice notes, we've had a voice note relating to when you said it's possible to lose a car.
Yeah.
So someone got a push present of a Tiffany ring and they lost it. And then second baby got a car. You said, well, if you lost the first present, what's the chances you lose the second
And
one?
you didn't think it's possible to lose a car?
I thought it was a lot less likely.
It's a lot less likely, but it's still possible.
We've had a voice note from Sam. Listen to this.
Oh, yeah, so I thought I'd just do this on voice note, but years ago, my brother's girlfriend at the time had borrowed my brother's Corsa, and she worked at a sort of superstore in the middle of Lincoln Town. So she parked her car up, got like a morning day ticket, walked into work, didn't think anything of it. Came back out, and she couldn't find the car. Spent an hour looking for the car. She rang my brother rang the police, like, think the car's stolen, things like that. About an hour and a half later, she suddenly remembers she parked it in another car park because that one was full this morning, and the car was sat there the whole time.
She called the police. She called the police out, and she'd just forgotten where she'd parked it.
It's possible. I mean, on a technicality, that's a temporary misplacement.
It's true. Wasn't completely lost.
But I still stand by it.
But yeah, it happened, and there's the proof. Do you know I said that my son hid something that was important, and I couldn't remember what it was?
Yeah.
It was my wife's phone.
Oh.
So he hidden it, and she was looking around everywhere in every room going, hey Siri, like that. At one point, she was holding up the bin bag, going, hey Siri. And he was there. We were going, help us find the phone. He'd put it under the pillow. So yeah, there we go. I knew it was something important.
Thank you so much, Sam, for that voice note. One thing I couldn't stop thinking about is, where is that accent from?
Lincoln.
Is that what the Lincolnshire accent?
Lincoln Town, he said.
I know, but is that his accent? I thought it was like more down south.
Sort of superstore in the middle of Lincoln Town.
Oh, wow.
So she parked her car up,
Sound.
got like a morning day ticket.
Did you think it was Southern?
Yeah. Obviously, I'm not an expert in linguistics, but it sounds a little bit either London-esque mixed with Plymouth.
Really?
That's what I think so. Sam, please let us know. Also, listeners, have a guess.
That's funny. So you were away last week. I kept calling it a holiday. It was anything but a holiday.
Oh, yeah. It was not a holiday.
How did it go? Well, I know how it went. But
A texture, yeah. So listeners of last week's episode, you probably got the general vibe. I was not having a good time.
to the point where you cut out.
Yeah, I removed like about 45 seconds of me just being miserable about the fact that I've got to go camping. And like the event that I was taking some young people to was a really good event. It was amazing. It was brilliant. Camping, on the other hand, my experience of it, not so much. So the week leading up to it, I was feeling really ill. Had really bad migraines, and like, you know when you're ill, but it's like things are just too important to be ill, and so you just push your body to the limit.
Yeah.
And it's like you're holding the illness at bay.
Just power through.
Just powering through. I was already doing that for about a week before we got to camping. And then the Saturday morning that we were leaving, the other leaders that I was going with, I was like, I'm not feeling good. And they were like, we can tell. you don't look good.
Rough as sandpaper.
Yeah. But so we got to the camp, we set up the tents, and like when I say set up the tents, our marquee required drills.
Industrial.
Bolts, like full-on bolts to put this thing together.
How big is it?
It was only 4 meters by 6 meters.
That's big.
It's not the biggest, but it's big, but it was sturdy.
Yeah.
But a lot of effort, putting up our tents. By 6:30, like we were supposed to have cooked and everyone like been ready. Like the first meeting was at 7 p.m. and so we were supposed to be like chilling out, ready for the meeting. We hadn't got electric yet. Like the electrician on the site hadn't managed to get around to all the places, so we hadn't been out camping, but we hadn't been able to plug in our air fryers.
Oh no,
that sounds so middle class.
Did you know I've got one of those?
Oh yeah. The thing is, we'd planned the meal around the air fryers being on for the first night because it's easy.
Yeah.
And so I'm having to improvise and cook for 10 people, which we haven't got the right stuff. We've got no electricity. I was stressed. Hadn't finished setting up my tent.
This is day one.
Day one.
All going wrong.
6:30 comes. I've cooked. Everyone's eating. I go. I'm just gonna go for a lie down. And I remember someone asking me a question, and I didn't have the capacity to answer. And I went into my tent. My daughter's bed was set up, not ours, and I fell asleep on my daughter's bed. I got woken up by Em going, "Oh, can you help me put up our bed because I'm trying to put Noah to sleep?" And like I was out of it. I was so ill,
gone
completely. I was like shivering. All my body was hurting. The migraine was back with full force, and so I had to like move out the way so Em could put the airbed up. But also the cars and vans had to be off site by 7 p.m. and I was the only person that could drive the van, and I couldn't do it. I was like scared that I was going to crash. Anyway, dragged myself out of bed, got in the van, drove to the car park, fell asleep in the van.
And tell the listeners, how were you awoken in the van?
I was abruptly awoken because my head hit the horn.
So you just fell asleep forward?
Yeah. I must have fallen asleep normally and then just like shifted and headbutted the horn. Honestly, I must have scared myself to death, walked back to the camp and went straight to bed. I was so ill. I had the worst night. And I'm not like, this is genuinely the worst night of sleep I can ever remember. I was in so much pain. My head was hurting. It was so bad. I remember I needed the toilet and I checked the clock at 1 a.m. It hurt so much to move, I didn't go until 4 a.m. and it was hurting.
Dear me.
Yeah, it was rough. And so the next day I woke up and I was like, I can't do this. Booked a hotel.
Instead of camping.
Yeah.
Love that.
But like, so it was already like 2 p.m. the next day and I was still asleep.
Okay, wow.
So I literally woke up and me and Em were talking like, do I have to go home? Do I have to go to the hospital? What's the plan? Like, how does camp still continue? Because like there was 3 of us that were leaders. Em was one of them. I was one of them. And we had Noah. And so if I went home, I'd have to take Noah. But I was in no fit state to look after.
And it's a long drive.
Yeah. Like logistically, it was just a nightmare. So I booked a hotel. She went there. She went straight to sleep. And Em would come with Noah at about 6:30, put Noah to sleep in the bed next to me, wait till she went to sleep, and then she'd drive back to the camp.
And you just conked out?
Completely conked out, literally for 40 hours.
40 hours?
Yeah, 2 full days. I was gone.
Whoa. That's a lot.
Yeah. It was rough.
Goodness me.
After that, I felt fine, went back to camping. But it felt like I legitimately thought I was having a mental breakdown, emotional breakdown, and a physical breakdown all at the same time. I was so ill, and all I had was my own mind to keep me company. I couldn't stand the sight of my phone, like it was hurting to look at. And so I just had literally 40 hours of sleep and just thinking. And like, I think it was, I was getting really ill and tired, but I was also so stressed.
Yeah.
And I think the combination of those 3 things just blew up. And it was a really serious moment where like I've had to assess everything in my life and go, what do I need to change? Because I cannot do this again. And I think largely it's just a lifestyle.
You're just like burnt out.
Yeah, it's really weird. Like I've been burnt out before, but it didn't feel like burnout. I didn't feel mentally burnt out. It literally felt like my body had just given up. And so I think there was stuff which was weighing on me more than I realised. And like, I think we talk about it a lot. Like as parents, you're constantly spinning plates, and then like if you've got work plate, family plate, kids plate, and then all the other stresses that attach to all of those things, like we're getting Noah into a new nursery, we're in the process of buying a house, I'm trying to manage a church, and like all of these things that when you're healthy and well rested, it seems manageable. But then the moment like things come out of balance, it's just like, oh, this is crazy. And so I think it just, whilst it was terrible and I felt so ill and rough, coming out the other side, I'm going, oh, I'm kind of glad it's happened and it only cost me 2 days rather than happening down the line and cost me a lot more.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Oh, mate. Yeah.
Other than that, the actual event was honestly really good.
Looked great.
It was great.
Yeah, I've seen some pictures and some videos.
There's
awesome.
about 5,000 utes on this event.
Yeah. Class.
And although I was better on the last few nights, it also hit me that I'm too old to be doing that.
Oh, mate. 100%.
Yeah, I won't be camping next year.
Yeah, we've said this before, like, you know, when you have kids and when you have a family, you just have to plow through.
Yeah.
And again, we've said this before, shout out to the single parents.
Oh, man.
Like, just don't know how they do it.
Oh, yeah.
But when you have kids, your kids take priority, rightfully so, and you just, yourself just naturally drops down the priority list. And sometimes you don't realise how low down that list you've gotten until you hit that point where you're just empty. And you've realised, oh, I've overdone it. I've burnt out.
And like we all go through like there are moments in the year where it requires a lot more of us and a bit more sacrifice on the family front. Like it all happens to all of us, whether it's like work conferences or like you've got a massive project coming up, whatever it is. Usually like we find those rhythms where we know this is a really stressful time, and as a family we all take it on. Like my wife like helps and all that. Like this last week was a big thing for the church, and it's just like we all muck in and like we understand the sacrifices involved. And Noah loved camping and being there anyway, but it's still extra stress, but you're aware of it. And usually like I'm planned for it, I'm well rested, and it's like, great, I'm ready to then take on this extra strain. This time I wasn't. I was like already at max, and it was like, okay, this has to change.
Yeah.
I have to be more prepared as a parent.
Be prepared.
Just admin, innit?
Mate, admin's the worst. Especially when you're not good at it, like me.
Sucks.
Well, I'm glad you're feeling better.
I feel great now.
I had a pretty rough day myself yesterday. If we'd recorded this yesterday, it wouldn't have gone well. I was completely done. All because I naively thought I could stay up till 1:45 on Saturday night and watch Anthony Joshua's fight.
I haven't seen it yet.
It's pretty standard.
I don't want spoilers. I'm going to watch it after this.
Yeah, I watched it live and I thought quarter to midnight, 11:30, 1:45. That's not too bad. I'll be okay. Nope. 5 o'clock the next morning, I think it was 5:20. I was woken up and I just thought, I thought I could do midnight. Turns out I can't.
But the thing is here as well, you've got almost a guaranteed wake up at like 5:30.
Not anymore.
Oh, so is that unusual?
Yeah. So the usual wake up is between 6 and 6:30.
That's still not much better.
So it's still not much better. But I'm thinking, do you know what? I could do like 6.5 hours sleep.
Yeah.
But like 5 was just like, no.
It's so funny, isn't it? Like before kids, you take that in your stride.
Yeah.
A few of them in a row.
You'd think like, what are we on, 11:30? Oh yeah, let's watch another episode of whatever it is we're watching.
Yeah.
But no, now it's like 9:30. I'm thinking, how much more have I got? And I'm getting better at it. So my New Year's resolution was to go to bed more at 9 something, which I've not been great at, I've got to be honest. But like 10:30 normally, I'm in bed.
See, we're rubbish. Like we have FOMO. Me and my wife have FOMO from time together.
Yeah.
Because it's like, we'll get to 10:30 and we will go, let's just watch another. And we will regret it every time. But every time we do it again of going, oh, we're having a lovely time. It's not that bad, is it?
No, we're the opposite. We're good at like enough's enough, unless we're really in something, and it's like right, maybe.
We have TV amnesia.
Amnesia. You forget what it did to you.
Isn't that what they say? Like women have amnesia, like the pain of childbirth.
I don't know.
They forget how bad it is, and so that's why they go for another.
Is that true?
Apparently, yeah.
Ladies, let us know.
Apparently, this is a legit thing.
Is it?
Yeah. Apparently, all of the like emotion and endorphins and chemicals in your brain are that make you have a less sober view of how bad the pain of childbirth was.
Well, they like to tell you how bad it is when it comes to arguing.
I mean, it's still going to be really. They're still going to know some of it, but
they remember when you say, "Oh, I've got a bit of a knee problem."
Try giving birth.
Yeah, they remember then. But yeah, speaking of like late nights and early nights, we went away with some friends, and we go away every year with these friends. And I probably said this last year. We're sitting around the table, kids are in bed, playing some games. You're thinking, oh, it's getting on a bit. What's the time? 9:20. And this is like your friends that you see a couple of times a year. You'd normally catch up till 1, 2 in the morning.
Yeah.
And it gets to 9:30 and you're like, how much longer? How much more have I got? Oh man, it changes. Like I feel like I need a holiday.
Oh, I could do the proper holiday.
And I don't know if it's because people are going away and I'm seeing everyone else go on holiday. Summer, and we've had a bit of pants weather recently. So I just think but I think I need a break. And holidays are one of those things that change when you have kids.
Yeah.
And it's as soon as you say, oh, do you know what? I miss my holidays. People go, well, if you wanted your holiday, you shouldn't have had kids, should you? And you just think, shut your mouth. Like you're allowed to love your kids and not want to trade them for anything, but still miss some of the luxuries you had.
Oh, yeah. And like, you don't really, sounds bad, you don't really fully understand the cost of having kids until you have kids.
Mm.
Like, it's a lot bigger price to pay, but you're still willing to pay it.
Yeah.
But like, I knew I'd not be able to have the same sort of holidays, at least for a long time, but not to the extent that it is now, of even going, when you go on holiday, you're not on holiday from your kids. You still got to be a parent.
Yeah.
You're still looking after them. Still early wake ups.
Yeah.
They're not going, oh, we're on holiday, have a lie-in.
Yeah. Yeah. Do you know what? Not today. We're on holiday. Let's
we don't need Bluey again today. It's holiday.
But then the financial aspect of it as well. My wife and I were very comfortable with, we're in that stage of life where we're not going to be going to adult only hotels. We're not going to probably be going on a 10-day all-inclusive somewhere sunny every year because we've got nursery fees that are more than our mortgage to pay every month.
Oh man.
And like, we are fine with it.
Yeah.
But this week, I think just because I've had a bit of a challenging week, like I've been tired, I had probably the worst night's sleep with my little girl in the week. So my wife's a teacher, 6 weeks holidays, she's off, and she took my son to her mum's house for a camp out. They slept in the garden. They had a really nice time.
Yeah.
On a work night. But she said to me, do you think that'll be okay? I said, look, she sleeps so well, you can go in on a work day, it's fine. Not this day.
Not this day.
Not this day. She woke up at 1:30 for milk, which is fine if she ever wakes up.
They just know, don't they?
Well, yeah, it's like she knew. She thought, let's see how you cope. She woke up at 1:30 for milk, and if she wakes up for milk, that's normally just give her the bottle, leave 5 minutes. That's it. She then woke up at 2:15 and was awake until 3:45.
Oh,
it was rough. So powered through the next day, and Friday it really hit me.
So you've had broken sleep and also not a lot of it.
Yeah. Well, yeah. Yeah. Friday.
Not a lot of REM sleep there.
What's REM sleep?
Don't know.
My word.
Sounded like it's a good thing.
Just threw that in.
I think it's like deep sleep.
That's funny.
Rapid eye movement. That's what REM means.
Rapid eye movement.
So when you go into deep sleep, your eyes like flicker around.
This is how tired I am. I was thinking eye, as in eye. I was thinking that's rim. You got that wrong. Rapid eye movement.
I'm just really rapid.
So yeah, that was unexpected, and then obviously my really late night of 11:45 just tipped me over the edge. So yeah, there we go.
I think when you get to the place where you go, I think I need a holiday. I think it's time to book a holiday, like, and not even, doesn't have to be lavish. Just book some time off, because like your body and your mind's going, we're getting pretty tired.
Yeah,
and it's like life nowadays is busy. Like, we accept that, and like you can go at that pace for a number of months. You can do it for a long time, especially if you don't have kids. You can do it for longer, but you just have to rest. Yeah. And I think that's what I'm taking away from the last couple of weeks. And like, I realised that me, Em, and Noah, so my immediate family, have never been on holiday by ourselves, and my daughter's 3. It's not a big deal for a lot of people, but for, like, I'm a massive introvert, and all of my holiday time has been spent with other people. And like, as much, doesn't matter how well I know someone, like, I still can't relax around them as well as just my immediate family.
Yeah.
And so it's like, we're literally going to go away next week. Won't be anything fancy, just be some time off together. And it's like, I've just recognised I'm going to have to now, more admin, but plan that in more. So, yeah. If anyone has a holiday destination that wants to sponsor us, fishing.
Are you going fishing?
I was thinking about going fishing today.
It seems like a nice pastime.
Until you're there, and then you realise, this is fishing.
Yeah, there's maggots here.
John, I think we've had a message.
We have had a message. I'm going to pass you the phone because yours has passed away.
Laid to rest. We've got a message from special guest Dan.
Shout out.
Special guest Dan. That was appropriate. If you're unfamiliar with special guest Dan, listen to some of the earlier episodes.
Oh, episode 5.
We've had quite a few guests named Dan.
Dan is our like popular name. Like, Dan is this generation's Steve.
I think it's one of the requirements.
So many Dans.
Anyway, here's the message. It's a good one. So I have a strange interaction for the pod. We were in John Lewis Cafe.
Someone's doing well.
Ooh. John Lewis Cafe. What a way to set the scene.
Yeah.
And an old woman, in brackets, very old, walked up to us to come and observe our baby boy, who was around 10 months at the time. It's so funny. And she bounded over with haste, only to say, "Oh, what a gorgeous little baby boy." Before we had time to react, she'd put Jax's whole fist in her mouth.
His fist?
She put Jax's whole fist in her mouth. Then as she walked away, urged that she wasn't a crazy lady, she just loved babies. And my only thought was, you are a crazy lady. You eat people's babies in John Lewis.
My word. As soon as you say to someone, I'm not crazy, you sound...
That's an admittance of guilt, isn't it?
more crazy.
It's not guilty until proven... I don't know. I just messed that up. But I'm tired. That's weird.
Before we had time to react, so she did it quite quickly.
And she's an old lady.
She had put Jax's fist in her mouth. That's weird.
Yeah.
So this comes off the back of the interaction where the lady took the baby's dummy out.
Sorry, it's so funny.
This is way more weird.
Oh, yeah, million times worse. This is proper weird. Like, any stories that come in that are weirder than this are just wildly inappropriate.
I'm putting the challenge out. Can anybody top that? Dear me. Putting a baby's fist in your mouth.
Like, what is going through your mind? Like, I can understand, like little hands are cute and kiss the hands.
Maybe kiss them.
A kiss is still unacceptable for a baby that you don't know, especially if it's like post-COVID.
Post-COVID, man.
But to put the whole thing in your mouth. What I love is that she recognised that was weird.
Yeah.
She knew it was weird.
She knew it was weird.
If you didn't think it was weird, you wouldn't say, "I'm not crazy."
Yeah. By the way, that wasn't weird. That is weird.
By the way, I'm not a weirdo.
You're a wrong'un. That's what you are.
You're a wrong'un.
You're a wrong'un. Nah, I think people forget that babies are people. And you can't go around putting people's body parts in your mouth that you don't know. You can't just go up to someone and go, "Where's your elbow?"
When we say people forget, do we mean just old people forget?
I mean, people in general.
People in general are just weird.
Are odd.
I think that's my point. I think people are just weird.
Yeah, and when you get older, you kind of forget what's okay.
Do you forget?
Or you just care less.
Yeah, I think you care less. And obviously...
But then for her to go, "Oh, by the way, I'm not weird," you obviously do care.
She just really wanted to taste Jax's hand.
Man.
It's weird.
I get people saying babies smell nice.
Maybe this is where, like, the story of Hansel and Gretel comes from. This is not a new thing.
She's her.
She's the witch.
Be careful, Jax. You'll be in the oven, mate.
Maybe it's more common than we realise, old people tasting babies' hands.
I don't think it is. I think that was an isolated case. But I am putting out the challenge to our listeners. If you can tell us a more weird interaction, please do. Because that is odd. So we've also had a message from Ellie talking about interactions with strangers.
Ellie Goulding?
Yes.
That was a throwback.
She always put that voice on, I maintain.
Honestly, I can't remember any song that she did.
Very breathy.
Is that Ellie Goulding? No.
It's not Ellie Goulding. This is from Ellie. She put, "Hi both, not running in for a while, but just listened to the episode with the person talking about the little girl's dummy being taken out of her mouth. And I couldn't not share my own experience. I've had this happen time and time again with my son Jude, and it doesn't stop at the dummy. Jude is autistic and relies on his dummy, for comfort when he's feeling overwhelmed. We also use a pushchair or reins when he's out and about to keep him safe. If you've received comments like, I have received comments like, 'You don't need that dummy,' or 'You're a big boy, you should be walking.' Always said it to my son, but clearly aimed at me." That is the worst, isn't it?
Mind your own business.
Or my personal favourite, when he's wearing his reins, "Oh, you're not a doggy." When I tell you, it took all my strength not to drop kick this person who said this. These are just a few examples of comments I've had having a child with a hidden disability. It's one of the reasons why we wear our sunflower lanyards out in public, to hopefully encourage people to be more understanding and a bit kinder. For any parents with children with additional needs out there, I would highly recommend the sunflower lanyard scheme. P.S. Sorry for the essay/mum rant.
Thank you so much for that message. And genuinely, like, I've learnt something. Like, I knew of the sunflower lanyards.
I didn't.
Do you not? There we go.
See, I do know Ellie, and I've seen her wear them, but I didn't know that it was for a purpose.
That makes me so mad as well.
So I replied saying, "No," and she put, "The doggy comment though, that was an old lady." Recurring theme.
Old ladies.
I love old ladies. I can't be bashing old ladies.
I mean, some say that a drop kick would have been justified. I hate people like feeling the need to express their opinion about the way you're raising your kids.
Through your kids as well.
I can't stand it.
Yeah. "Oh, you're not a doggy."
You don't need that.
No. Yeah, just talk to me. Well, actually, don't talk to anybody.
You don't need to talk. Be quiet.
Do you ever do that as like a swipe at the missus?
What?
Like, just talk to her through your children or through your child. Like, "Oh, mummy forgot the bag."
Yeah, if I'm trying to be a little rat.
Yeah.
Em will do this. So we have an agreement that's in place. It's a firm agreement. I do the mornings. She does the put downs, the bedtime routines. What Em's been doing recently, I've noticed, little rat, comes to bedtime. "Oh no, do you want Daddy to put you to bed tonight?"
Oh, what chav.
What a chav. The worst thing is like if my daughter says yes, am I going to be the one to go, no? Thankfully, she prefers me to put her to sleep. But a few occasions, she said, "Yeah, I'd love that. Yeah, Daddy, put me to bed." Only for the bedtime routine to be halfway cooked. She's like, "I want mummy."
We have all been guilty of taking swipes at our spouse, talking to our kids.
Again, I want to hear the best ones.
Yeah. I what was it recently? I think we were out in a shop or something quite late. Like the routine was different, and like the kids were a bit unsettled. I was like, I know. Mummy thought it'd be a good idea to come at this time. Like, and we all do it, and we all know we're aware of it, and it's probably not the best, but
I try to do it only when it's lighthearted. When it gets semi-serious, that's not the best time to be.
Yeah.
When it's generally causes attention. No. Using your kids is not a good one. I got something just to get off my chest quickly that I've just remembered. So we have the pineapple card in our house. It's been well documented by now. The pineapple card is the top trump. If you're feeling like at the end of yourself, you need to tap out. Pineapple card is played, and the other person just has to pick up. No questions asked. Crack on. Em pulled the pineapple card tonight, and I have to be honest, I was just annoyed.
Was it? Were you? Do you think she was boy who cried wolf kind of situation?
No. She's ill, and I felt really bad, and I could see that she was ill, and she'd had enough, and all I could think was, I'm annoyed at you for not doing this now.
I'm a little bit grateful because I got a McDonald's. I rocked up at your house and you weren't ready. So I thought, let's go get some food.
Look, it's not a problem. It's parenting. You just have to muck in.
Yep.
I had a lovely time. Put my daughter to sleep. But my first reaction was not one of love, and I just have to get that out and apologise.
Has the pineapple card, do you think, ever been like desecrated?
Yeah, I've tried to a few times. Yeah. There's a few occasions where I think it might be pineapple here, and clearly not. And I was like, if you do that, it's over. Yeah. Everything is over. So, whoa.
No, can't break that trust.
Cannot break the pineapple card. I think it's in the vows.
Is it? Well, who knows?
Retrospectively.
No one was at your wedding. There were no witnesses to it. We had chicken pox in the family this week. I'm not sure if I've mentioned this already because we've already lost 2 recordings of this episode. And I don't know what's made it into this one. But we had chicken pox, and I feel like I can offer an actual bit of insight.
Some advice.
Not advice.
Oh, not advice.
But just a bit of insight into...
Helpful insight.
Yeah. Like normally I'll just sit here telling silly stories about my kids. And but today I feel like I can actually offer. So if you've got kids that haven't had chicken pox yet, it is not what I expected it to be.
Ooh.
I thought it was just kind of little red spots on the skin, and they dry out. These are like blisters.
Yeah.
I never realised that.
Okay.
I thought maybe you'd get a couple of bad ones, but they are like... And I think she's had it bad. She's been covered in spots, and she's been brilliant with it. We had the unsettled night, but fair enough. But I just didn't realise like what they were, because my only memory of chicken pox is my own.
Yeah.
And I don't remember them.
Okay, yeah.
But normally when someone goes, kids have got chicken pox, they keep them away, they hide them away. You don't go around and have a look.
Hide them.
Yeah, like they just keep hide them. Under the stairs. But like, you don't go and have a look. You don't go and assess to be like, Joe, can I do a bit of market research here?
For your child.
Yeah, a bit of insight.
Yeah.
So I never realised the texture of them.
I'm getting itchy just talking about it.
I've got a bite on my leg. If you're watching this, and my mum will probably text me by now saying, stop scratching. I've got a bite on my leg, and it's just, I'm thinking, is it a chicken ball? So yeah, it's just one of those. It took me by surprise how nasty the chicken pox are.
It can be really bad as well as an adult if you haven't caught it.
That's what everyone says.
That's what they say.
But yeah, it surprised me how, just the texture of them and what they are. They're not just little red dots on the skin. They are flipping horrible.
Wow. Was that the observation?
Yeah.
So buy the cream.
Buy the cream. I can't remember which one we had.
Bathe in the cream.
Very Soothe, I think it was. Shout out. But again, could be wrong.
Could be toothpaste.
Oh, imagine. Ah! But yeah, if you've not had, if your kids haven't had it yet, and you're thinking, it's just little red dots on the skin, do not be surprised when it's more than that.
Oh, so I confirmed a story. I remember last time we talked about chickenpox, I mentioned that I'm pretty sure when I was a kid there were chickenpox parties.
Yeah, true.
Yeah, I just confirmed with my mum.
Yep.
That's the story.
Real thing.
When I got chickenpox, it was like, let's go expose you to all the other children.
Mm.
We didn't think of doing that with other things, do you?
Not really. Not so much. I've got a cold.
Everyone come over.
Sneeze on me. I do get it. I do get it. And we've probably had it at the best time.
Sneeze in my mouth. That's what I think.
Oh, do you know what? Get sneeze in the mouth too much.
Whoa.
You have those moments, don't you, where you get home from work or you get home from being somewhere and you walk in and your kids run up to you and you just think, this is the best. And like anything that's gone on in the day just like kind of melts away.
Yeah.
And then they just sneeze in your mouth and you just think, I'm back.
Back to reality. Feet are firmly on the floor.
Grounded.
My daughter's got this new habit, which I'm not very fond of, picking her nose. The worst thing is she's now offering us tributes.
Tribute?
Yeah, it's rank. It's rank.
My life.
And she'll bogey. It's like, no, leave me alone.
I don't want you bogues. We call them bogues.
Bogues. That's a much nice. I'm gonna call them bogues from now on.
Yeah, little bogues.
Yeah.
Bogies.
And like we've had like the serious talk, like you should do that if you need a tissue. She just finds it hilarious. She just laughs at us. She thinks bogies are really funny.
It's a funny word.
It is a funny word, but I think it's just the idea that like it's like a never-ending supply.
Speaking of funny words, if you're listening with your child, might want to lower the volume.
Oh no.
But I mentioned before in our house we don't swear. We do, however, say crap, which I know a lot of people consider borderline. I don't.
No, we say that in our house. I've tried to minimise it.
This is the
Around
thing.
my daughter.
Again, hypocrite parents.
Yeah.
You say it, but you tell your kids not to.
Yeah.
My son yesterday went, "This is crap," and we both kind of thought, "Did you just say that?" Didn't quite hear him, so we both said, "What did you just say?" And in his frustration of like, you both didn't hear me, he went, crap. K-ra-a-p. And he spelt it out.
I mean, fair play.
So we're both there with our like t-shirts over our mouths, just giggling away. I can just see Leanne's shoulders going. And we're going, don't say that word. We're both gone. Absolute hypocrites. He's got that from us.
Yeah, he has.
He's completely got that from us. But on a more serious note, I've got an encouragement for people.
Oh, go on. I feel like I need encouragement.
So there's a little example of, and you know when people maybe not feeling great about themselves, tired, feeling like they're not doing a good job.
Yeah.
I've done this before where I see my kids doing something and I think they've got that from me.
Mm.
He's picked up that word from us. I've said before he gets really frustrated when he can't do something and he's got that from me. And it's really easy to be like, do you know what? All these kind of things that you would consider the kind of bad aspects, although you look at your kids, nothing bad about them, but do you know what I mean? Like the kind of things where you think, oh, I need to teach that out of them. Mm. You think, oh, they've got that from me. And it's really easy to be down on yourself. But then the flip side, all the things that you love about them,
yeah,
and all the positive things, they've got that from you too.
That's nice.
And that like was a little thought today. And I don't know, like not to be over like spiritual. I don't know if that was kind of a God word, like just, you know, the positive things they get from you too. Mm. I don't know if that was, but I just thought that was a really nice thought for me. Like all the things that you love about your kids, they got from you.
That's lovely.
So give yourself some credit.
That's really nice. I'm going to take all the credit. It's all from me.
Do you see what she's doing? That's me.
I did that. I tied that shoe. Coach Carter reference there if you missed it.
Mate, all for it.
Great movie.
Great movie. What is your deepest fear, young man? Coach Carter quote.
Oh, I might watch that again.
It's a good film.
Oh, I love that.
Is it one of those, is it nostalgic though? Is it good because we were like teenage boys?
I think it stands up.
Do you?
Yeah, I think so.
We need to watch it.
Coach Carter. It'll make me want to be a basketball coach.
Basketball player.
I'm too old.
I'm too short.
Oh, amazing. Thank you so much for listening. I've enjoyed this the 4th time round.
Yeah. One of them's going to be like at least halfway decent.
But if you'd like to let us know your comments, your thoughts, your voice notes, please do send them in at Parenting Tools Pod on Instagram and TikTok.
And do not forget, we are going to be live at IKEA.
Oh, man, I'm so excited.
I am so nervous.
I'm very nervous too, but I'm buzzing. How cool is this?
I'm really excited. Do you know what? I'm excited to meet listeners
Yeah.
that we've never met before.
It's really weird, isn't it?
Yeah.
There's a part of me that's going, do people know we just record this in my garage?
We're nobodies.
Do IKEA know this?
I told them quite explicitly.
On the night, they're like, what have we done? So it's the 10th of November, Nottingham, IKEA, 6 p.m. till 8 p.m.
6 p.m. to 8 p.m. We'll hopefully get the ball rolling for us about 5:30.
Beautiful. So if you want to just pre-register for tickets on our website, parentingtools.co.uk/IKEA.
Do you know what something really funny is?
What?
When you read it, it looks like the Parenting Tools live at IKEA. So when you see the word live, it's always in capitals.